Okay. Are you on?
Hello?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear? All right. Okay, guys, this is the finals of the 9-ball open. We got Mike Vergere versus Jason Klatt, and I'm joined here in the booth with Greg Mitchell, who's a road partner of Jason's. So, welcome to St. Louis.
Thank you.
So, Mike Vergere, or yeah, I wonder if I got his name spelled wrong. I do that every time because it's kind of a goofy spelled name. Um, he's more commonly known as Kirkwood Mike for any of the locals that are listening or any of the guys that have been around for a while. So that's kind of fun. Little piece of trivia. There it is. Need the scoreboard back. So Mike actually takes the first rack. And go do some social media stuff real quick.
Is it a one-set final or
I believe
two-set?
I think Mike's going to have to beat Jason twice, unless they changed it on me. But every other tournament we've ran has been true double elimination. So it looks like, I guess when you guys were playing too, the three ball, is the three ball broken? Is that why it's gone?
No, it's a little smaller.
Smaller. I figured there was an issue with the ball because obviously you were skipping over it.
Yeah, when I was racking, I couldn't get the balls around the three to freeze up, so I just took it off the table and grabbed one of the higher balls.
Makes sense. I know when I played Jason earlier, there was definitely some issues with getting the balls right, trying to eliminate the gaps. I didn't think about taking the ball off the table entirely, though.
Yeah,
I
I
wasn't
just
sure that was an option. I don't know why it wouldn't be.
yeah, I just kind of like thought of it. I was like, well, we're just gonna get rid of this, and I was losing 6-2, and I couldn't make a ball on the break, and
That helped, though. I mean, you came back
it
strong. You got the next 3 racks.
yeah, I wish I would have figured it out earlier,
Right.
but no, I think if you notice a ball's smaller, you might as well switch it out.
All right, let's check out this jump shot here.
Oh, nice shot.
Ah, he does hit those very well, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think the high balls, the stripes, I think they're gonna rack up better because they don't get used as much as the first 9 balls.
Right. I've definitely seen a lot of issues. Whoa.
Oh wow.
Definitely seen a lot of issues with the one ball being smaller. Obviously, for everyone puts the one ball out front, so you can kind of combat that a little bit. But if you got 2 balls that are wrong shape, that's tough to sweat.
Sure. Absolutely.
Let's get back over here. We don't have to look at that bright white light at the top of the screen there.
That's a good shot. He rolls forward.
Yeah, you don't want to be on the roof there, but he should be okay. Like I said, he's been around a long time, and he gets really. We were talking earlier about guys getting upset or animated or whatnot, but if things aren't going quite his way, sometimes that can happen. But he pulls himself together real quick when it does happen. Uh-oh. Oh. Now he's got another little trick shot here.
Well, I don't think it goes by.
No, I think his best bet is to try and bank it.
Yeah. Maybe put the 7 on the end rail.
Yeah.
Nope. It went by.
Wow. Cameras lie so much in this game.
That's a nice out.
Yeah, he definitely took advantage of it. Oh, Kirkwood Mike gets to 2 right off the bat. Boy, there's a lot of audio.
And it looks like Jason is using the 3 ball.
I
So
wonder if he,
I'm not sure if he's aware, or maybe he just doesn't care. Or
well, I mean, maybe he wants to put it on the corner so that he can maybe more predictably control making the wing ball.
so the ball being smaller, he's going to put it on the wing.
I mean,
We'll have to pay attention to his next rack, maybe.
Yeah.
See if that's consistent.
But yeah, I mean, I guess really if you got a ball that's smaller, I almost want to put it in the back. Because even where it is, it's still affecting how the 7 and the 9 tie up. Let's see if it goes straight in the hole.
Yeah, oh, he made it right in the hole, yeah.
Straight in, yep. It's a very predictable gap if you get the speed right.
Jason's a pretty aggressive player.
Which I think is actually a little interesting because he's such a non-aggressive person, away from the table. But I do see him go for some things. I'm like, you would look at the guy and think, he'll play smart and safe here. And he fires it in. And I'm like, holy cow. But he does seem to be very down to earth. Oh, nice shot, Mike.
Wow, nice shot. Good shape, too.
Yeah, nice little helper bump from the 8. That'll lead him straight in on the 4. Wow, he overcut that a little bit. Uh-oh.
Well, you notice he overcut the ball.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, why he's stuck behind the 9.
Yep.
I think if he would have hit it clean in the pocket, he would have had shape on the 4.
Yeah, I don't think he would have caught the 8 if he hit more of the 3 ball. Or whatever ball he was shooting at, the 2 ball.
He may be able to play this off the 7. It's a viable option. Looks like he's jumping.
Oh, wow. Oh, he did both. Look at that.
I'm at the other side of the 7.
Right. You were right, though. You called it. You played it off the 7. See, I mean, that's a 9-foot table shot. That going back and forth twice like that. Guys that only play bar boxes they're going to try and just float that ball in.
He got a little straight here.
Yeah, he's going to have to work. I don't think it's,
You could play this high and spin it. Oh, he played it with maybe a little right spin there.
Yeah, it looks like I kind of died off that rail just to kind of take the other corner pockets out. Or the
kind of reversed.
Yeah. Wow, Mike really being the biggest threat to Jason so far today.
Yeah,
well, these 2 guys went first, the first 2 bids in the Calcutta today, so that makes sense that they would end up here.
Sure.
Not always the case sometimes, but
yeah, Mike's a good player.
would have liked to have seen him in his prime, judging by the rumors around town, But I know he has a 9-foot table in his house that he plays on every day. Which I think if I had a 9-footer every day, I wouldn't be able to play shape on a bar box at all. My only saving grace is that I play on bar boxes a couple times a week, alternating with 9-footers.
Yeah, it's definitely easier to make the ball on the bar table, but shape can be somewhat of an issue. You got to play tighter shape because you have smaller area to play for.
Yeah, less room to make a mistake, which is maybe that's why I like the 9-footer so much because I do get out of line a little more often.
And then
let the cue ball run, but it's still in the shape area, or the area shape.
the other thing about the bar table is, too, the pockets are bigger, but you can miss inside the pocket. And that can really affect your shape. Just as we see in the last rack with Mike, he overcut that ball and he missed his position. Or if he would have hit that center pocket, he would have had better shape.
Yeah.
So I think you can get lazy on the bar table, or if you miss-hit a ball, yeah, you might still make it, but you could definitely miss your position. Looks like Jason's got a kick.
A little masse around the 5, or just 2 rails. Okay. How's
Oh,
his
he hit that.
speed?
Wow, look at that.
How's his speed? Nice. Another 2-rail kick I'd expect. Bring the cue ball back up the table, and the 2 hit the 7. Oh, he went right at it. I wonder if he meant to go right at it.
I'm not sure if he wanted to cross over it and then bank the 2 up.
Yeah. I mean, he might have been trying to go 2 rails and just misjudge the angle a little bit. Oh, that was a good shot. Oh, where are you going, 6? He's okay.
Yeah, he's got a little work here. The 6 to the 7 is going to be kind of tricky. He's going to want to get flat on that 6 ball.
That was a nice reverse. See, I think I would have tried to go around the 9 there. 2 rails.
Yeah. He might have been afraid to clip the 10 or hit the 9.
Yeah, I'd be worried about clipping the 9, but well, he got real good on the 6 ball to get back for the 7. I just noticed that when he's real close to his ball, he kind of does this, I call it like a little hiccup kind of stroke, and it's like a smaller version of like what Scott Frost does when he's close to a ball. It's just little kind of get the tension out real quick and then let the cue through.
Yeah,
I've seen it doing it a couple times today, and I'm like,
Yeah, I've asked him about it. He calls it feathering. He likes to feather at it. I think it helps him stay loose, but yet he's still looking at the cue ball. It just kind of helps him stay loose.
that makes sense. I mean,
Instead of like totally stopping at the cue ball, he'll like move it just a little bit.
yeah, it's like right on his final stroke, he'll kind of go through and just kind of a little extra little thing in the backswing, and then kind of let it go.
Some players like totally pause, and I think he kind of like still moves the cue, but he just moves it maybe 2-3 inches just to. It's not totally paused, but sometimes he does pause.
I like seeing those little intricate little differences in everyone's strokes, especially the guys that have a real good stroke. You can see how many forms it takes, but they still get some of the best action.
Yeah, I think every player is different. Some pause at the cue ball. Some players just keep stroking. Like Mika, he continually strokes.
Yeah.
Some players will completely pause at the cue ball, and as they pull back, they'll look at the object ball. There's so many different ways you can do it. And then some players don't even know that they're doing it. They do what they do.
Right. Well, Mike just rearranged the table there. Good cut on the 1 at speed.
Wow, nice shot there.
How's it going?
Well, I think he's going to play safe line to 6.
That's great.
Pretty good shot, but against a player like Jason, you gotta really put him behind the ball
He
there.
needed to be tucked up on that 6 ball tight.
Maybe against a good player, you can get by with it. But against a caliber player like Jason, he could turn this whole game around.
Well, I think the only saving grace of not getting him stuck on the ball is just it's unlikely that Jason's going to make the three ball. I'm trying to figure out how he would kind of get safe at it. I figure he's going short rail, long rail, kind of clip the three. But then how do you get safe in there? There's a giant open spot on the table.
I think
Can
he's
he
going to
get
try to
around
make
this
it.
way?
I think he's going to try to make this ball.
I say if he can get around the 8 ball that way, then yeah, he could.
I think he'd
He
have
could
to
steal
bend
this
it.
whole table, but yeah, it's kind of a shallow angle.
Oh,
He went
wow.
straight at it.
Oh, wow. I thought he could hit the
Yeah.
side rail and make it.
Yeah, I think the angle from the bend was just. I think the 8 was too far away to get around the bend. Maybe I don't know.
I was thinking he had to aim towards the side pocket and then bend it with draw. The 6 might have hindered him from that shot. Well, does the 4 go on the side? Or is he going to have to play around? Play around it. He went around it.
Yeah, it's a good shot, good position, good read of the balls. I might have thought of that, but I probably hit the 8. I think this is Jason's, only his 4th match today. So he's been kind of cold arm all day. I didn't see him hitting any practice balls at all.
Sometimes he'll go to a venue and he won't even practice. He'll get right out of the car and he'll be ready to play.
Yeah, I think I was his first match, and he just walked in, put his cues together, and said, "Okay, let's go." All right, well, makes sense. I mean, it's a bar box 9-ball tournament. You're a world-class player.
I think he feels he already put in the hard work before the tournament,
Yeah,
so he doesn't need to prepare a whole lot the day of.
right. I would think he'd still want to just get the joint loose and try and get a feel for the tables. But I mean, guys at his level probably pick up on that and adapt so quickly that maybe they don't need that 30 minutes of hitting balls or whatever. I definitely need it. But
That's what's amazing about him is he can go to a venue, never hit a ball on the table, and he'll adjust faster in one game than I will after 8 or 9 games. And I think that's the difference between a lot of those top-level pros. They know how to adjust so quickly. And that's probably just through years of experience of being on the road and playing tournaments throughout the world, really, for him. He goes all over the world and competes. He'll be in 3 different countries in September for tournaments.
really,
He's going to be competing in Romania, Qatar, and he's playing in the World Cup of Pool with John Mora representing Canada.
that's a good team. That is a real good team.
Well, here's a nice lay down by Jason.
Yeah, you got that cue ball stuck in there pretty good.
Nice hit.
It's going to leave it. But, I can't tell how that 4 ball is sitting on the 9. Oh, there's a gap there. There's a big enough gap to where I think if he can manage doing something that I think he can work that 4 ball out.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure how he's going to get there, but I think if he gets on the right side of the table,
Looks like he may be able to play it in the opposite side pocket. But he is looking at the
yeah, maybe it goes right there.
must pass, yeah.
I mean, it definitely banks, but he just must have no spot to just put it in. Yeah,
Went right through.
nice.
Well, this is going to be a little tricky. He just needs to lay it on the side rail opposite of the 5.
Salas's speed here, because that 10 ball gets real big real quick. Or just get away from it entirely and get down. I don't know that he got there. I don't think so. Oh, he's getting down like it's not a problem.
He
Oh,
spun that.
Yeah,
He spun that.
that's a bar box thing. That doesn't go on a 9-footer and definitely not a diamond.
He bent that ball a little bit.
But yeah, but knowing you can do that sometimes makes all the difference. Uh-oh, where's he going? Boy, he's been close to his work a lot. All right, Mike says that's enough. I got confidence you're going to make that one. Jason gets to 2 unless I missed a coin somewhere. I don't think Jason moves his coin until he's done racking.
Let's see where he puts this 3 ball.
Yeah. See if you paid attention.
He put it on the opposite wing this time.
Well, he's breaking from a different side, but the 3's on the same side that he's breaking from.
And he missed. Wonder why he switched sides.
I am curious about that. And I don't feel like he hit those as hard as he hit the last ones.
Maybe he's trying to control the 1.
Yeah. I think that's probably the biggest thing. But you also notice that he took some speed off the break, but the 3 ball went high of the corner pocket, which falls in line with having a softer break. Even still, he's in a good shape here. And I think from here, you're probably expecting to play the 4-9.
Probably. You could play the side pocket.
Could, but that's another thing too, where I'm gonna work as hard as I can to not play a combo because I just don't like playing combos. But you know, like we were saying before, like bar box players, you gotta make sure people don't trip on the wires when they walk by. You know, bar box players, they would shot that 4-9 all day long. Hey, it's cheese, right? You get out early, save 50 cents or whatever.
A lot of amateur players like to play the combos, where the professionals, I think, just like to run out. And I think they feel that their chances are much higher at running out.
Yeah. And it makes sense. I mean, you know, they kind of, the more time you spend at the table, the more, you know, accurate you're going to be with your position. And if you're just out there shooting combos, I'm not saying there's a lot of guesswork involved in combos, but I don't feel like they're as reliable as just running out the balls.
Look at that position. He rolled it up, and he was right next to the ball, but he had the perfect angle to play on the 7.
Yeah. Well, he did that very nicely.
Most players don't like getting that close to their work, but he did it on purpose.
Yeah. And Mike says, okay, good out. Thank you for not cheesing it. We got ourselves a match here, folks. Let's see, is anybody on? Hey, we got More viewers. Anybody I know? Uh, nobody with names. Probably some mobile viewers. Just makes me nervous, all these people walking around. All right, let's see what Mike does with the break. Where'd he put the 3 ball? He's not using the 3 ball.
I think he's using the higher number balls.
Yeah, he's got the 9 and 10 on.
Yeah, he's just not using the 3. It's interesting, he's breaking on the side rail on this table, and earlier he was breaking
Kind of more
more
head on.
towards the center of the table, yeah. And he was having a lot of success on a different table. So he knows these tables.
Yeah, his last match, he was breaking from the side most of the rack. I wonder if he moves to the center kind of as a, neither side's working real well. Can't really get the speed down. Just go towards the center, go for more of a 10-ball style break. Jason's safety fell a little short there. Let Mike at it. Let's see what he does with his 2 ball.
Oh, wow, good shot.
I expect Jason to be married on the back of his 10-ball.
He can probably kick this. No,
That's what I would think. He would.
no, he didn't have to do that. Wow.
Didn't have to. Nice. Good shot. And he put it in a very playable position without tying up the 5. That was good speed.
Jason's probably going to tie up a ball here.
Yeah. Without having the 3-foul rule, I mean, you can do this all day long. I think in this situation, even if they were playing 3-foul, you'd probably still go for it. I mean, still do what he did. Because it's tough to play safe on that 7-ball.
Wonder if he'll play for an angle and a breakout, or if he's going to play for the combination. Looks like he's playing to try to break it out.
It looks kind of straight from here. He's going to have to pound this if he wants to get under it. Or go into it. Yeah, and he did. Did he scratch?
No.
Almost. Nope.
I almost like trying to play for the combination. I think it was much more controllable than the breakout.
The 7-9 play where?
Maybe he can flick this and try to put the 7 behind the 9 and then send the cue ball 2 rails, side rail, in rail. And use the 9 and the 10 as blockers.
So this is very similar to a shot that when they played the hot seat match, Mike jacked up and fired a bank at about this distance. And Jason asked him if it was a good hit. And there was some discussion about it because, he hit it 100 miles an hour. Cue ball kind of followed the tangent line for most of the time and then, kind of went all over the place. So Mike gets down to shoot his next one, and Jason's like, they call that a good hit? So there was some discussion, and that's why Brendan was immediately called over to take a look at it. But we talked about the shot afterwards because we were both, way over here. All right, that was a good hit. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. that one was never a doubt. The other one was, there was some doubt. But,
good shot.
He put a good stroke on that ball. That's some good speed right there. Risky. They're going towards the corner pocket. But we're getting to that part of the night where people are here to drink and have a good time, and things are going to get crazy. More and more people will be walking in the background through the stream area. So hopefully we have no incidents.
Some players, when they play a really good player, they like to be more aggressive.
Well, from what little I know of Mike, just from having played him in the last, since I started playing tournaments locally here just a couple of years ago, this is about how he always plays. If he can see a shot, he's going to go for it, unless there's just absolutely no reward. I guess he figured that he could bank that ball in and draw back out and have a good shot.
Now look where Jason elects to break.
Yep.
He was breaking side rail. Now he breaks hard. And look at the position on the one.
I fully expected him to replicate or try to replicate this break next time through. Also, the 3 was on the wing ball, and he did make the 3. Even breaking from the center like that.
So he'll play the 4 in the same pocket as the 2.
Yeah, this is a pretty good looking table. I think pretty much everybody here is probably supposed to get out. But,
Yeah, the only thing could go wrong is getting on the wrong side of the 7 or getting too much angle on the 7. But other than that, he looks good.
I feel like this is a little 50-yard line-ish for the 7 because I wouldn't want to have to be that steep on the 8 if I just go to the side rail and back out from here. But, you know, his speed control is so good. He can kind of just float this ball in a little bit, get around the 9, and not be way up by the side pockets. So, yeah, Mike gives it to him. That was a great out. Great break. Well, I see Mike's going at 5, so yeah, we're 5-4.
All Mike's got to do is hold his serve.
Yeah. If Mike can keep it together, we'll go the second set.
This is such a big game right here, too, because if he goes up 6-4, Jason's got to win 3 in a row on alternate break. If he loses this game, it's 5-5, Jason's breaking.
Right.
It could be 6-5.
The only real benefit to Jason is even if Mike wins this game, 2 of the next 3 breaks are Jason's break. So really, he just needs Mike to not get out on his break and leave a shot.
Yeah, this is a huge game for Mike.
But yeah, he's got to get to the hill here if he wants to push a second set. Made some balls. 2 balls a little messed up.
He may elect to play that combo. Looks like it looks like the 2-10. He's not using the 3 ball. He's electing to not use that ball.
Well, now I think it might be the 2-10. I thought maybe the 2 would pass from where I was looking, but he might just be playing safe too. But we'll see.
Oh, wow.
He did play it.
Wow, it did pass.
And that was a real small or a thin cut from there. He's got another goopy little cut here.
Uh-oh. Nope, he's good.
Oh, he's walking like it never had a doubt. He's got to go back all the way down table for the 6. Straight on again. Nope, he's got a decent angle. Forward 2 rails, 9 in the opposite corner, or 7, yeah. Unless he goes between them, is he going? No. For a moment there, I thought he was looking to punch that ball to center and try and come between the 7-10.
I would have thought he would want to be on the other side of that ball. I feel this is more tricky, but he can still get out.
Yeah, he's going to play what is essentially short side, but that ball's nearly dead center. So. I don't know if you noticed, but every time somebody walks by, it's almost always on when Mike's at the table, and Mike is visibly distracted by that. Like he looks and scowls at the person walking by, and sooner or later, that kind of just little bits of frustration, that's going to add up. So I wonder if we'll see a mistake in the second set caused by that slight level of distraction. He's a seasoned player, though, and I wouldn't expect him to. But if we start seeing little mistakes here and there, I wonder if that has something to do with it. Because you know how pool players are. We're one little thing, just here and there, one more little thing.
And that's the big difference between playing down in your basement and
Yeah.
playing in the public. You're going to have those stressors.
It's the same break, 3 in there. He's in the same spot. The 3 went a little high.
Oh,
No.
no.
3 went a little high. So I don't feel like he hit those quite as hard as the last one, which is probably why the 3 didn't go. But he also got kicked up here in the corner. So that's rough.
Well, that's a nice shot.
Yeah, if he solves that
I
problem.
think the rack looks really good.
Yeah, that was really the one of the two. And having ball in hand there, that was a huge thing.
If there is anything tricky about this rack, it'd be 5 to the 6.
Yeah, he just has to avoid the 7. But then I can't tell if it passes the 8 or not. Well,
Looks like it.
it must because he played for it. Unless you want to know, the bank doesn't even go.
Well, looks like we're going to a second set.
I would think so, unless just he gets excited, makes a careless mistake, like getting on the wrong side of the 8 entirely. This is not ideal, especially from where he was. I wouldn't expect him to be here, but yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to close it out.
Yeah, you heard him talking before the cue ball even hit the 8 ball. He was already talking about how that was a mistake.
Players get excited when they're about to win, and they just can't quite close it out.
Yep. Okay. Another little piece of frustration there.
Yeah, I think he got a little anxious there on the 8. Got a little excited. He thought he was going to win the set. And kind of lost his head a little bit there.
Yeah. I mean, he got a little bit on the wrong side of the 8. And I think he was just trying to slide it over, and maybe it's just natural instinct to kind of hit up that ball with low outside. So it hit the rail and spun the wrong way.
I think his adrenaline got pumping. Because you
Yeah.
see how hard he hit that?
Yeah, he cranked it. Oh, yeah.
I think he was jacked up. He was excited. I mean, I think that's what's hard about playing a good player is when you're about to win.
Every mistake weighs that much more.
Yeah, and you get excited because you're about to win against a good player. And
Yeah.
I think you're more likely to make the mistakes because you're so worried about the winning and not keeping your focus
Yeah.
on where it should be.
Well, that's a very valid point. I know I find myself in that situation whenever I'm faced with a tough opponent and I am playing well. I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm going to play well and blah, blah, blah. No. Nope, some little mistake. A lot like that. I just overhit a ball. I guess we're in a bit of a little timeout here.
Looks like Mike wants to settle himself down and kind of cool down maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's his last break. So he's just going to go wash his hands and gather himself. And I am going to step away for just a second. Yeah, you're up. We're up. All right, guys, we're back.
Well, looks like Mike gathered himself, and looks like he's changing sides on the break. And he was successful, I believe, the last time.
Yeah, he had a very nice break and run the last rack. There, I saw the
So
cue
that's
ball
kind of
come up
that kind
there.
of interests me why he's changing.
It is interesting. I did one. I was watching one tournament where a player was being successful with the break on one side, making balls, and still getting a shot at the low summer ball, but then changed. And after the match, they asked him why, and he said, "Well, I just didn't like the lay of the table afterwards. Even though it was a break that was working, he didn't like how well it was working. So sometimes I try and go for what works just a little better."
You think he'd change the balls around, not necessarily change his spot. Unless his opponent was racking, then there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah,
Looks like he's going to push out.
I personally am a huge fan of rack your own, especially with 9 not counting on the break, because I feel like I've put in enough time studying the rack and working with it to know when it's tight, as opposed to just throwing them up there and like, oh, nothing really moves. You know, I'm far more likely to give myself a good rack than a slug rack, versus I think a lot of people. Maybe it's a local thing, but there's a lot of players that could rack better. I'd say that.
Some people, I don't think intentionally rack bad. I think some players are just bad rackers.
Right. Well, it's because I think it's because they haven't spent the time either, watching, it's Joe Tucker. Just watch Joe Tucker's videos, and then try some of that stuff. You know, hit some racks with a magic rack versus the soft triangle that you're pulling. Well, he fired at the cheese there, and
Looks like a ball fell.
yeah, he got the 2 ball
I'm,
down.
I'm not sure. He's hooked.
Oh yeah,
He's got to play for the 4, so he's got to kick here.
yeah.
I'm not sure if I like the 2-rail kick and try to hit behind it, because you might have a chance to snooker him behind
Behind the
the
9.
9 ball
If
there.
he hits the bottom of the 4, yeah. That's what he's measuring up there.
The other thing is he could hit the side of the 4 and send the cue ball towards the end rail, towards all those balls. So he's got a couple outs there with the 2-rail kick. See, yeah. Nice shot.
Yeah, it's good solid contact. I mean, he measured it up to hit it perfectly, but maybe didn't adjust, or maybe the table didn't take the adjustment quite enough to hit, just that side of the 4. I'm not sure what it is necessarily, but I kick 2 rails with probably I'd say easily a 70% better success rate than I do kicking 1 rail. Doing what I want to do, or at least getting contact. I feel like
I think it's a bigger ball when you kick 2 rails compared to 1 rail.
which is weird because, you still only have to hit the first point that you can aim at, But for some reason, I feel like that first point on a 1 rail kick has more variables in it than 2 rails.
Could be. Well, looks like Jason's making a comeback. That's the thing about Jason. He does not give up.
To be a player of his caliber, I can't see how you could possibly have any give up in you. This game's too frustrating to become a top of the world pro and still feel like quitting.
Sure.
I just don't see how anybody could make it.
Yeah, this guy's probably been in a car for 8 hours, drive to a tournament. I mean, you're not going to want to give up after you just got done driving 8 hours to a tournament.
No, definitely not. It's not worth it, even if you don't play well.
And he's the caliber of player where if he steps up to the table and controls the table, he can reverse the course of the match so easily. So Mike had a 6-4 6-4 lead, and now it's 6-6.
Yeah, we got a hill match here, folks. This is exciting.
I think on this break, I think Jason's just looking to control the cue ball and make a ball. Because if he can control the game, I think he's the heavy favorite. I don't think he's going to try to smash him.
Well, so the last break, he took a little bit off, and it was not a good rack for him, even though he did end up getting that rack, I believe. So I wonder if he goes back to the break he had 2 breaks ago, where he did hit him a little firmer, and it was almost a Cosmo. Oh, he changed positions again. Yeah, he really went for control here. Look at this. 3 balls down.
And he's
not a great shot on the 3.
He's got a couple options. He can thin the right side of the 3, try to bring the cue ball down towards the end rail, or he could just bank it cross side.
Oh, yep. That's such good discipline. Like, it looked like he was winding up and just in his final stroke decided, let me look at this again.
He's going to make sure before he pulls the trigger. He's not going to have any doubt in his mind when he's down on the ball.
And that's such good discipline. That's something I wish I had. I can do that for a while, but then just lose a little bit of focus.
Looks like he thinned the right side of the 3, and look at this.
Behind the 9,
Perfect.
Yeah. And that's, you can kind of see that's a perfect example of you see an aggressive shot and a defensive shot, and that's where you have to just play the percentages. Are you more likely to play a good save, or are you more likely to fire this weird off-angle cross-side bank? And what would be the reward if he had made the 3 cross-side?
Well, Mike's throwing up his hands in the air, but I think he's got to feel pretty fortunate to tie up the 4 and the 7.
Yeah, that's a weird, really I'm unhappy with the result of that shot kind of reaction, because like you said, the table is no longer runnable.
I think he's going to try to either pin him behind the 7 with the cue ball, or he's going to cut the 3 into the 7 and then try to use the 9 as a blocker. Either way.
He might actually, if he hits a 3 that thin, can he go into the 9? I don't know that he can stay above the 9, hitting the 3 thin enough to put it on the 7.
Oh, you think he may have a billiard opportunity?
I think if he's going to go that thin on the 3, I don't see how he could stay. I mean, unless maybe it goes between the 8 and 9 and just hits the very tip of the long rail between the pocket and the 8. I think he's going to try that shot, though. Your shot. Oh,
so
nice.
So he used the 9 as a blocker.
Good speed. Did he get it?
It was very good.
The 7 got a rail.
And I like kicking this ball soft. I do not like hitting this hard.
Nothing.
Because I like to leave it tied up. But look at this.
But you get no reward if you hit it soft.
Sure.
Good things can happen. There are 6 holes on the table. He's going to make another good bank here and get some kind of shape.
Wow.
You do kind of feel like, like if you're Jason, you think, God, I just played this really good safe on this guy, and he just fired at it with,
cool.
Just total reckless abandon, and he got rewarded.
Yeah, that's pool, unfortunately. I mean,
right.
That's not fair, just like life.
Right. It's kind of a, it seems like a 9 ball, especially you hear this, it kind of favors the brave, but, it doesn't always. You can lose a lot of ways that time too. All right, so here we go, second set.
And Jason won't split. Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah, no, if they would have split, they would have already done it. He wouldn't have flipped.
I think Mike wants to split, though. I think
if I were Mike, I'd want to split, too. Like, all right, I got you the first time. That's all I had to get you.
Jason said Mike won the split, and Jason said, "Well, you should keep playing the way you're going."
Right. That's fair. I mean, that's great too because that's such a polite little dig. I love it.
It's the way bar table pool goes.
Oh, it
Mike
really
had
is.
3 games there where he made some good shots, but he got fortunate too. He got by with some stuff. And that's just the way it is. But I think Jason's going to really bear down.
Yeah, I don't see him leaving anything to chance at this point.
Not that he didn't bear down first set, but I think he's going to really tighten the screws this set.
Oh, we got people looking to play on the 9 pair. Well, I guess there goes that idea. I was thinking of jumping on the 9-footer here after this.
See if they can wait, maybe.
That would be unlikely. Well, once they find out that I think it's like 10 or 11 bucks an hour, which is not a bad price on a national scale, but for St. Louis, it's outrageous.
How much is
According
it
to
an
the
hour?
It's like 10 or 11 bucks an
Oh,
hour.
wow, that's a lot. See, I'm always a big believer in having table time cheap because you just want to get people in the door.
Right. But cheap table time doesn't pay the bills, which is unfortunate because you'd think you'd make up for it in volume, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I've had the conversation with a couple of room owners here locally, and then when I was in New York in February talking to some of the players out there, they're like, 10 bucks an hour. Like every place here is 10 bucks an hour. We don't bat an eye at 10 to 15 bucks an hour for pool.
Oh,
Always
wow,
in
look at
the
this.
Wow, in the drink. All right. Well,
See,
Jason's going to take full advantage of every mistake, I think, at this point.
and that's so big against Jason because he could jump out to a 2-0 lead just like that.
Yeah, let's say he gets out here and gets another good break. Yeah, it's a 2-game swing, especially an alternating break. I mean, winter break, it might cost you more than 2, but you have less options, less chances. I think Jason will turn off the Turning Stone stream on his phone for this set.
Looks like Mike's pretty heated.
Well,
He's
he
gonna.
knows. He knows exactly how much that cost him. I mean, it's not just this first game. Chances are it'll be this game, too.
Now they has a chance to win the tournament too. I think that tightens him up.
Yeah.
I think the first set he could afford to play a little looser. Hey, I'm not expected to be Jason anyway.
Right.
But now his attitude might change, and he's got an actual opportunity
Right.
to win the tournament. Now he might play a little tighter, and that's where you're going to see more mistakes. Because last set you didn't see a whole lot of mistakes from him, and he might have just been playing loose. And
No, and he did get a couple of nice rolls that he recognizes that he gets a couple of good rolls here and there. And did he make a ball?
he didn't. He broke dry.
Oh wow! And look at this table.
He broke dry. Jason's a little upset about it.
But yeah, Mike definitely knows that the luck was a little on his side for that last set. He has to strike while the iron's hot because once that luck turns. That'll be the end of it. I think really the 3 to the 4 to the 5 would be the big key here. We got a little thin on this 2 ball. for
Wonder if
my
he'll elect to
preference.
run into the 4 here. No, he's going to elect to swing around.
Yeah.
Go around towards the center of the table.
Yeah, I expect him to be back close to where he is. Oh, not at that speed.
Oh, he's going towards the side rail.
Yes, yeah.
Now he's going to go 2 rails.
I say, how is he going to get a good shot? I guess he's going to play the 5-6. That's so thin. Yeah, I would never think of trying that, but you know, it's a bar box, so may not be too bad. As long as he can see it. Oh, he hit the good side of the 7 there. Nice little piece of fortune. And I can't remember if Jason gave up any early 9s like that in the last one or not, but I wonder if he won't just because. Not that it matters. I mean, I don't think anybody expects anybody to miss that ball in the finals, but you think like, that's good. You know, he doesn't have to shoot it.
I don't think he likes to hand games. I think he likes to make his opponents shoot everything.
It's such an awkward, maybe not awkward, but it's. Yeah, I think there's probably like 2 philosophies to that. One is you don't necessarily want them to gain that extra confidence of having to make the money ball, but then you also don't get the opportunity for them to be thinking about making the object ball and then miss. So there's kind of 2 sides to that coin, I think.
Well, if you hand it to him, it's 100% victory. If you don't hand it to him, there's always a chance you could win.
Right.
Because you see players under pressure do
Just
all
weird
sorts
things.
of crazy. Yeah, I mean, they miscue, they miss the ball, it rolls
Yeah.
off.
Oh, we saw it at the Moscone Cup last year. I forget who it was, or maybe it was 2 years ago. One of the players had a ball not that much more difficult than that. It butchered it. Just butchered it. Oh, my goodness.
And I think when people are under pressure, they're susceptible to missing anything. And there is no easy shot. Because I've seen players miss all sorts of easy shots. And your most complaints come from players saying, oh man, I missed that easy shot last night. How did I miss that easy ball? And that's the ones they talk about. They don't talk about the hard ones they miss.
Well, because they don't consider that it's not a hanger. They're not expected to make it.
Looks like a real nice break here. Good layout. Looks like they're just sitting there.
Yeah, they really are. He can be pretty much anywhere in this 5 ball and have a good shot at the 6 next. I guess even there
Interesting
counts.
play here, yeah.
Yeah,
He's playing for the tightest pocket on the table, and
at the most awkward
he's going
angle.
away from the 6.
I feel like he hit that ball rail first on accident, the 4 ball, to get where he did on the 5.
He played a real nice shot there. He's a little off angle, though. He's got the wrong angle, so he's got to do a little bit of work here.
So obviously between the 8-10, he's got to come. He's got to go around the 9 or between them. Oh, it came between them. Nice, good read.
I think the later this match goes, I think Mike's going to really feel the pressure. He's already feeling it right now. He's breathing heavy. He's a little red.
We were just talking about not giving him up, and he just gave it up. Jason even threw us for a loop. Uh-oh. What happened?
He's getting rid of the 3 ball.
Jason's done with the 3.
He's done with the 3 ball. He's not going to mess with it anymore. Maybe he figured it out, or maybe noticed Mike doing it. I'm not sure why he decided to switch it out. Maybe he thought it wasn't that big of a deal. I'll just put it on the wing. Now he's thinking, well, I'm behind and I better hit a good break here. I can't afford the dry break again.
Right. Yeah. Why? If you don't have to mess with that goofy ball, probably best if you don't.
Okay, it looks like he makes the wing ball. And he has a shot. I think he's just going to focus on making this ball. The shape won't be there. Good shot there. Now the rest of the rack plays out nice.
Oh, he made real quick work of that rack.
Yeah, they were sitting there after he made the first one. I think that's what a player like Jason, he can sense, or he just looks it over and he can just tell when the rack's going to be easy.
Right.
And he knows like what shot is important. Like shooting that one ball on the side, that was the whole rack. That was like him shooting the 9 ball, where a lot of players, they might have took that one and not looked at it as the game. But him, he's looking at it as that's the money.
I mean, that's the key ball. That unlocks everything else. It's one of the things I enjoy most about watching Pro Pool is, after the break, you look at it and go, okay, well, how am I going to get from here to here to here? You think, gosh, I got this long straight shot on the one, and it doesn't really get me anywhere, so I'm going to have to really load this thing up with a whole bunch of spin or whatnot. Somebody at Jason's level looks at that table and goes, well, I can just cut it in the side, and I get exactly where I need to be. But then you have to remember that, the next time you're at the table. It's, going back to what we were talking about before about, just how much you can learn. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Here we go. Yeah, this is where the emotions, this Mike, he's high, he's low, he's high, he's low throughout the whole match, where Jason, he's more even keel. He's not going to make those mistakes compared to some of the amateur players because he keeps his emotions on an even keel. So he's not wearing himself down.
Yeah, just that mental game is such a critical component that people usually, I feel like they attack that problem last in their pool development, but really it needs to be one of the first things to master. And, I wish I'd known that when I started playing pool because, like everybody else, it's the last thing that I'm tackling, and it's proving to be the most difficult weapon in the arsenal. Uh-oh.
Looks like a good shot there. I believe he can get around that.
Yeah, I think he can hit the 6 into the facing, or the 5 into the facing. Yeah, just like that.
Now, will he go 2 rails and try to play the 7 in the far corner, or will he back this ball up and just try to play it in the same corner as the 6?
I wonder if he can just float straight in between the 8 and 10, and it looks like a natural line and play the 7 somewhere else. But
that's what I was thinking. 2 rails like that, exactly.
Oh, 2 rails that way. I got you.
Yeah, and then play the 7 in the far corner.
Yeah, he ended about where I thought we'd probably end up anyway. Just all on how you get there.
Perfect.
one of the other things I really enjoy about watching high caliber players is how well they control and manipulate the tangent line. You know, it's because for them a half tip means a totally different position. You know, for somebody like me, a half tip doesn't really get me anywhere different than a whole tip would.
Well, 3-2, Jason. And if he holds his serve,
Yeah, if he gets this wreck, he'll be up 2, and yeah, he'll be sitting real good in this race to 7. Oh, lost the cue ball a little bit.
he makes the wing.
He made the one on the side too, like a cut break.
Look at this.
Yeah, holy cow.
You just got to get good on this 5, and it looks like the rest of the rack plays easy.
Yeah, the 8 ball is kind of hidden by the 9, but from where the 7 is, I think he's going to end up on the long rail that he's walking by now for the 8.
I think he may opt to go 3 rails towards the center of the table. I think he wants to underhit it if he's going to side on the air of speed. He doesn't want to overhit this and get hooked. So that's perfect speed. He plays it towards the center of the table.
Yeah. This is good.
Now it'll come up.
You think he'll slow roll it, just kill it? Yeah, he just kills it. Good. Good angle for the 6. From this layout, I'm guessing he's going to be under the 9 and play the 8.
He could either play this on the side rail or
right
come
up
out.
on the side rail instead of going.
Or
he did end up right there. Okay.
Perfect.
At the beginning of the rack, I figured he'd be on that side, but from where he was on the 7. Nice. Look at that.
We have a 4-2 lead.
And 37 seconds later, a break and run. That was like Earl Strickland rack speed there.
Yeah, when Jason catches a rhythm.
Well, when the ball's laid like that, it's easy to get into a good rhythm. There's not a whole lot of decision making after that first ball. Like you were saying before, that first ball was the real key to the rack.
Yeah, and that ball is hanging towards the pocket, but that's the game.
Yeah.
I mean, just getting that cue ball exactly where you want. And you can't take that shot for granted. He put a great deal of focus into that shot. A lot of players, when they put the focus in, they just thought, oh, I'll make the ball. And
yeah, it's like, oh, it's hanging, I'll just hit it.
that was a nice bank shot there.
Bank. With shape.
Well, we could opt to get an angle on this 4 ball and maybe play it like a zigzag pattern.
I don't think that's where he wanted to be.
He may opt for the combo, or he's going to try to zigzag it like that, right? He's perfect.
Yeah, but you notice he looks unhappy again. But I think you're right. He's got a really good angle to finish this rack out. Oh.
Oh, no. He doesn't.
Why he was unhappy. Okay, because he had to brush the 10, making the 5.
He's going to whack at this, or is he going to play safe?
Looks like he's winding up to whack it, but I think he's just supposed to.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, I think he's just supposed to graze the 6 and just keep the 10 as the split, put the 6 or the cue ball on the other side of the 10. Because, that's going to cost him this game.
See, I think a lot of times when you feel a lot of pressure, I think you force the issue. And that
Yeah.
shot really,
That was just a pure frustration. I mean, I'm surprised he took as many practice swings as he did. I thought he would just kind of get down, one stroke it, power stroke it, just,
yeah, that shot was leading to nowhere. Like, you're to set that shot up and practice and be like, hey, shoot this.
Well, I mean, it didn't line up anywhere. It didn't line up to bank. It didn't line up to two-rail bank, and it doesn't pick up any spin. Not enough, anyway, to throw it, a full diamond off.
I feel his best option there was just to graze it and try to put the cue ball behind the 10
Yeah, absolutely.
and live to fight another day. I mean, Jason's a great player, but if you make it tricky for him, he can make a mistake.
Yeah, anyone's capable of making a mistake if you force them to have to do something real intricate or complicated.
Yeah, sometimes it's best just to think simple. What's the easiest thing you can do?
Which is funny because I think, especially at some level, keeping things simple is actually one of the hardest things to do because you're so focused on trying to do more complex things, you forget about doing simple things. So you actually have to be reminded you don't have to shoot a hard shot. Do exactly what you were saying, the simple shot. Jason tried the cut break there again, and looks like he was unsuccessful. Yep.
And I think simple requires less energy. I think when you try to rack your brain and think more complicated, I think you exhaust more energy.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true.
Well, let's see if Mike can compose himself here. It's a big rack for Mike because he wins this, it's 5-3, then it's his break. He could be within striking distance.
I think he's on the wrong side of this ball again, too. Oh, wow. That was a good stroke. He got back in line. I just realized I do have some letters in Mike's name. Backwards. It's Vergere, not Vergere. Sorry, Mike, if you ever watch this later.
Do you save the matches?
I saved some of them, yes. Yeah, these will be the finals and stuff. Anytime I stream, I make sure to save them up. For these free streams or whatnot, they'll be on YouTube in about a week or so.
I didn't know if you saved my match or not.
If you played on the stream on the TV table, I think so.
You can always learn a lot from recordings.
That's one of the reasons I actually got into this was I bought like a little. It was essentially a GoPro before they were called GoPros, but it's a little pocket cam. Oh, here we go again with the jacked up shot.
This seems to be the theme of the with these two.
Yeah, this is the third one of these in 3 sets. Good hit. Good hit. Cue ball did not travel past halfway the blocker ball.
This guy is looking like the best jacked up player in the world right now. He's made some monster shots being jacked up.
Yeah. But yeah, I just, like I said, I got one of those just little pocket cams and started recording my matches or whatnot just because, and I'd watch it and realize, oh crap, I had no idea I was, doing that with my arm or, that my head was moving or, whatever. Or you watch a pattern and go, why didn't I do this? Because when I watch pool, I feel like I know what the right shot is more than when I play pool. So when I watch myself play, I go, why didn't I do that? Because it's always when I don't get out, when I look at the rack on video and go, I should be out here, and I see myself fail. Okay, well, why?
Yeah, I think not only fundamentals, you can learn a lot by watching yourself, because there's some things you just don't realize that you do, but from a decision-making standpoint, because we all look at shots from the sideline and we all relatively come up with the same answers. But when we're on the table, we think differently.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to check your decision-making on video. And that can, in turn, give you some confidence, too,
Oh, absolutely.
or give you something to work towards.
That was a real nice speed shot from Mike there. Hold that 2 just good on the 3. Oh.
Oh, look at this. He caught the point.
I was me. Sorry, Mike. Commentator curse.
Oh, he's mad. He's upset.
I was just complimenting on what a great speed control shot that was from the 2 to the 4 to get in that window.
And you know, with this new cloth, I think he caught a little more draw than what he intended, and I think that's why it hugged the rail.
Oh, yeah.
The way it did.
I mean, he had to go between the 9-10, which makes sense. But like you're saying, I think he wanted to hit that head rail just shy or just in between the first and second diamond, and instead he caught it beyond the first diamond, close to the pocket.
Well, looks like Jason's going to go up 6-3.
Yeah, this is exactly why Mike wanted to split, because he knew he wouldn't be able to hold it together. I'm sorry, Mike, but not that you couldn't hold it together, but just that, you know, it's tough to beat a world champion 2 in a row. I'll mark that game. Still an exciting match, though. I'm sure Mike doesn't think so right now, but it is. It's a good match, full of great shots from both players. And this is another interesting kind of setup where I feel like Mike has played the flashier shots, like, you know, they're crowd pleasers. But, you know, Jason hasn't really done anything exceptionally flashy. He hasn't even gotten exceptionally flashy with even his position play. But he's obviously playing more solid, and he's more consistent.
I think that's the things with pros and amateurs. I think the pros are so good at doing the little things right that they make the game more simplified.
Yeah, because they say, like, oh, you make the game look so easy. And like that's a compliment that people don't understand, like how massive of a compliment that actually is.
Y'all playing DJ?
So, no, we're doing this.
Just cameras?
Yeah.
And look at this, another fantastic shot.
Yeah. That's a first. I've never had anybody come over to the booth and ask us if we were the DJs. Oh, well.
Looks like he's on the wrong side of this 5 ball, and he's going to be going towards the 9-7 here. We'll see what he opts to do.
If he happens to clip maybe the 7 a little full, he'll still have... Oh, wow.
Jeez. He's been getting by with them. Jason's had to fade a lot of these.
Yeah. I figured he would maybe just try and hit the 7 full, because he's guaranteed a shot at the 6 if he hits the 7 full. If he hits the 9, bad. The 7 could get in the way. He could spin off that and get under the 8. But as it is, it's exciting.
Yeah, it was unpredictable.
Yeah.
I think I actually like the safety there and using those balls as blockers, and then banking that object ball off the side rail and behind those blockers.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
But on a bar table, I think maybe it's best to be a little more aggressive. But there's a little more
Oh,
control with the safety. You're controlling the cue ball, you're controlling the game. Whereas with the running into those balls, it's not really as predictable.
right.
Looks like he's going to play a safety.
I think he slug racked himself too. That rack did not open very well at all. And that was a poorly executed safety.
Well, he's got a couple little issues here. Looks like the 6 to the 7 can be a problem. And then this first shot.
Yeah, he's gonna, kind of float this cue ball a little bit past a little past the side pocket. There you go. And then negotiate this 2 to the 4, which 4 to the 6. That's, I think, if he can get kind of straight on the 4, mostly straight on the 4, he could play short side on the 6, which will lead to probably a good shot on the 7.
He'll either want to get straight on the 6 to try to play the 7 in the same pocket as the 6, or he'll elect to maybe run into the 10.
I don't. That 4 doesn't pass, does it? Oh, it does. The 4 passes.
So the 4 passes, but it looks like he has an angle here where he may be running into the 6.
Yeah.
He may elect to spin this with some left-hand spin. Like that.
Yep, he just had to avoid it.
Now I think he may elect to run into the 10 on the right side of the 10.
Yeah, because he moves the 10 away and the cue ball gets a good angle on the 7 from there. He's loading up with left. He doesn't need to hit it hard, just, there you go. Just clip it.
I think that's a big thing when you're running the balls is you don't have to hit them hard. You just got to hit them accurately.
I think people forget how easy it is to move a ball across the table. That's why you see so many amateurs hammering balls, because they don't actually realize that you can just barely tap a ball and get it to go 8 or 9 feet.
Looks like Jason's going to win the tournament.
These girls don't knock him over first. Okay, there we go. Jason Klatt, to absolutely nobody's surprise, wins the tournament. I definitely want to thank him for coming out, and thank Greg for sitting in with me. Definitely appreciate it.
I had a lot of fun. I think you're doing a lot of good things, and I hope this stream grows and the tournaments grow in the St. Louis area. It'd be nice to get like a little tour and maybe, like you said, bring the players in, like the professionals, and get them on live stream. And
that's all part of our grand plan. So, yeah, keep an eye out for us. You can like us on Facebook on the Players Club. I'll send you guys friends invites so we can kind of keep in touch on whatever's going on, and be sure to let everybody know what's happening, when and where.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I had a lot of fun, and
oh, thank you. Thanks. And do come back to St. Louis anytime. And you guys travel safe in the meantime.